I'm going to cry.
Yes, I do. Thank you, thank you.
Okay, do I have time?
Hi. Hello, hello. Selamat malam. Oh, I get to be sandwiched between my two Bali mamas, and my mama's right there, and so many wonderful other people. Yee-hee.
So where did you just fly in from? I saw you like jumping into rivers in Amsterdam.
Yeah, cold dipping in the winter, but
cold?
I'm coming from
Is that a
somewhere
Hof
now.
thing? Is that Hof thing? Is that a Wim Hof thing?
A little bit. Hi, Mom.
You're not being asked any questions.
So storytelling. So this is really interesting.
It is not your job to do this. So, keep quiet. Okay, so does anyone need an introduction to Melati? Because I have a huge one here. But you know what I love and I find fascinating, and I don't even know how, you live with this extraordinary kind of the accolades that she gets, because I just Googled, because I wanted to just list some of the things that she has received as recognition for her work, and it's extraordinary. It's Forbes 30 under 30 Asia, recognized in the list of influential young people in Asia. CNN Heroes, Young Wonders, Time's Most Influential Teen, the United Nations Inspirational Young Leader. I mean, the list goes on, and she's created Mountain Mamas, and she is Utopia. She's premiered at the 74th Cannes Film Festival. She's written a book, we'll talk about it later. And so my question is like, who is Melati when she is not on stage?
Wee. Okay, so, I. I'm gonna answer the I'm gonna answer the question. Yeah. I think so. For me, having done this work in change making since age 12, today I'm 24. I've always introduced myself as a full-time change maker, founder of bioplastic bags, and outside of that, I think, okay, I am a daughter. I am a big sister. I am a runner. I am a curious, lifelong learner. I am an author now. I am everything and nothing all at once. Mom says I'm annoying sometimes. Frustrated, angry, hopeful. I think when I think of 6 words, there's an exercise we do when it comes to storytelling workshops. And there's an exercise that when it all comes down to the stories that you can share to 6 words and it boils down to your essence, what would it be? And I always say that I am an island girl on a mission. And I think that encompasses...
Okay, that is beautiful, Melati. That is beautiful. But I'm going to push you a little further. So let's say we didn't live in a world where we had any pressing issues about the environment. Then what would drive you? What would give you the similar resilience and joy? Remember, there's no way you can talk about sustainability.
Yeah. So again, I think it no, but I think when I look at my starting story, it was fueled by a lot of that frustration that plastic pollution was growing as I was growing older. And it felt like nobody at an older level, at 12 years old again, was doing enough or doing what needed to be done. And so it was driven by this pure frustration, but also a deep love for nature and the environment. And I think even if we were to take out the challenges of the world, the drive, or it's the longing to belong. And the work that we do, what you heard tonight of everybody, what it comes back down to, and the community that is here is people, it's connection. And I think that whether or not there are or aren't challenges in the world, what keeps us connected, whether we have technology, whether the AI is there, whether we're talking about gossiping or storytelling, it's the human-to-human connection. It's the ability to sit here and say, I am inspired by you, I want to listen and learn from you, and together we can work towards a future.
I didn't get to say this. Thank you for saying this, because I just got reminded that I didn't get to say this at the beginning of the talk, because, I forget. There's such a, for me personally, as a storyteller and a humble writer, that I love what I call grassroots writers. Grassroots writers grassroots storytellers, not writers, storytellers, because the storytelling can happen through dance, through art, through practices that you have, looking after your environment, to any kind of storytelling. Grassroots means that you stand on the land where you want to make the change. You know, in a world we live in where there are three wars going on, we're talking about boundaries, and we ultimately have to deal with the reality where we stand, solve solutions where we stand. So grassroots storytelling is exactly that. You don't say, oh, I come from so far away, whatever. Where do you stand? Which problem are you going to solve? Are you touching the ground? So that's what I love about you. And so going back to, I want to go back to the time when, how does it work for a 12-year-old? Maybe this is a question for the mama. When you're a 12-year-old, how do you have the motivation to do what you do? Not 12 years old. You're 12 years old. How did she get the motivation to do what she does and continue to do? You know?
Yeah, I think
Like,
I
what
know.
does motivation look like to a 12-year-old?
No, I think it's more that bringing in the idea or making them feel that anything they want is possible. If you can dream it, you can do it. So if a child, 12 years old, 10 years old, comes home with an idea, you have to ensure, you have to make them feel comfortable that they cannot, it cannot be big enough. Yeah, and it's take it serious. Yeah, dream big and it is okay. And just like, oh, that's an amazing idea. How would you do that? What would be the first step? Taking them serious because they are at that age so pure and sincere about their intentions.
So it's interesting because we come from, I certainly come from a culture where no is the first thing.
I know, just act normal. That's crazy
Yeah.
enough.
No is like, no. And then you have to work all your way around. So it's wonderful to hear that you're saying you kept an open forum, like, let's explore the possibilities.
Yeah.
Right? And
I was gonna say one of we were just at a gathering as well, and we were discussing about what was different, and always the question. It was a book launch in Sanur in Perry Plus, which is now available there, but more important, available here at Indosol as well. And so one of the questions that came up was, what in your childhood was a common foundation that built me to who I am today? And it was a question that my parents would always ask. Oftentimes when you're meeting or when you're coming home, you get asked the question, how are you? How was your day? And one of the questions my parents would always ask next to this would be, what did you fail at today? And looking back, it was one of the strongest ways to build resilience. It's one of the ways where we are opening up spaces where instead of fearing making mistakes and allowing that to hold us back, we're actually encouraging the space to explore, to play, to imagine, and even if we fail, we learn how to learn from our mistakes. And I think that that's one of the things that we've lost and need to urgently bring back in classrooms, in communities, in government meetings. This is what it's about. And I think it starts in beautiful gatherings and celebrations like here tonight at Indosol.
bravo. So I'm not going to, well, we all are human beings. So you must have met many challenges that didn't reach fruition. You must have had many disappointments. We only get to, clap and hear about the accolades,
Yeah.
and your recognitions, but you must have had many disappointments.
For
so
sure.
in that moment of vulnerability, especially when you're on such a world stage, in that moment of vulnerability, apart from going to your mama, which is an obvious factor, who do you reach out to? What are the things that you do to keep yourself motivated? Because, when you're on that world platform, a loss, when you don't win something or whatever, it's a bigger, it feels like a more devastating loss.
Yeah, I mean, when I think back to 12-year-old Melati and 10-year-old Isabel and the Bye Bye Plastic Bag team, that many of you are still familiar with the stories and the energy and passion back in 2013, the beauty of that was this simplicity to change. We didn't understand that change of such a simple goal like banning plastic bags would take us our entire lives. Trust me, I did not plan on doing this and becoming a full-time change maker. No, no, no. But what it became and what it taught me also was to stay very much grounded and also adjust when things don't go your way, be open, be transparent, and continue to learn. And I think that's what change making overall is. It's the openness and the readiness to keep learning and sometimes say, I don't have all the answers. And I look at this as a community that raised me. You know the goal of that 12-year-old Melati, and today, 24 years old, at breakfast I was ordering Go Food, and what does it arrive in? A plastic bag. So the work is far from over, and we know this, and we know that that's why so incredible change makers and organizations from Sungai Watch and the Benchkip brothers, who you heard of today, to the storytellers and surfers and incredible humans continue this work forward. And that's why, that's what grounds me, that when I am in front of the United Nations and when I am in front of these prime ministers and I get this frustrating feeling that, can't you see that the world is on fire? I'm reminded of the constant change makers that live and breathe and don't wait for permission to create the change we want to see.
You're a Bali girl.
An island girl on a mission.
You've got the volcanic spirit. So what did really, you've got that, and I say it in the best way possible, the volcanic spirit. So what did Bali teach you?
Next to my community, I think I give gratitude to Bali. If I grew up anywhere else, I don't know who I would be. From lessons of Trihita Karana and living in harmony with nature, community, and the self-awareness, to the beautiful yet scary magic that exists of spirits and understanding that we are such a small part of something so much bigger, hard to explain sometimes for anyone that didn't grow up in Bali. So Bali gave me the foundation, gave me the beating heart drum, or the heartbeat drum, that allows me to grow up, grow old, but hold on to the bravery of a 12-year-old child.
Oh, she's talking about growing old.
Hey, yeah, I know.
But
Chapter
I think
5 and chapter...
it also taught you to be humble. It also taught you that nothing is sure until it's sure. Nothing goes as planned. You have to
Jam
be
karet.
you have to be as flexible as bamboo, because one day they promise you a ban, and the next day they not implement it.
Yeah.
So I think it's also that's what Bali is.
And now you live in Amsterdam.
Yeah.
It's
For now.
It's a bustling city,
Yes.
quite different from our lovely Bali. But I'm sure you're learning.
Also bustling.
Well, but in Bali we can find our pockets, right? Like, I'm just saying. But this is not a comparison. But what are you learning from Bali kids? Are Bali kids, they go out, they love it for a while, and then they want to run back, and they get frazzled, and they need to come back. This is their grounding. So what is Amsterdam doing for you?
I mean, you've pretty much described me and Belle both. I think we very much miss home and have the homesickness consuming us pretty much almost all the time. But at the same time, there's so much access to different stories, access to different systems that allows us to learn, reflect, learn what we really like, learn what we really don't like, and then come back home and ground a little bit more. But yeah, I think Amsterdam is teaching me how to listen to all the noise, but not get distracted by a big hustle-bustle city.
So my last question, and now you can hold up the book because you've been dying to do that. This is a wonderful book, Change Starts Now by Melati. 100 lessons from a full-time change maker. I love it. I love it. And now, it's an inspiring book because, this is the kind of book which is a guide that we adults need to read it and then pass it on to someone younger whose life could be changed by the valuable wisdom that comes from an absolutely young person who started a journey at 12 years old. So I find that fascinating, that storytelling. So quickly tell us the storytelling of the story.
Sorry, could I just interrupt 1 second? So, does everyone have the what's it's of Tao and all those amazing feng shui? Just open it up on one page, and that's going to give you the thing for the day, right? You could just do that. You could just do that with this book. Just open it any day and just follow that one of the 100, whatever that one is. Just do that for that day and find out if you can actually put that and represent that into your life, just like Tao or just like Feng Shui or, sorry.
No, I love it. I think I'm gonna take that one and share it with because I didn't think of it. So 100 lessons, 100 days. You know,
Right.
I see it. I see it very much at any page, at any moment. So what is the book? Change starts now. 100 lessons from everything that I learned at age 12 to 24 years old. Things from how my sister and I brainstormed and came up with the idea of just tackling one single-use plastic item, to developing our team of young friends and hosting our first team meetings at the school playground during snack and lunch, to then building my first office and government meetings, to my first burnout at 16. The book has it all. And I really did this with the intention of first and foremost acknowledging that what I did is not special. What Bye-Bye Plastic Bags and banning single-use plastic bags is nothing that no other country has done before. Instead, it is a reflection that once we share the lessons learned, again, transparently, and communicate with our community, we can uplift and empower a generation of changemakers. And that's what this is about. We've heard a couple of times now that we need a new story, so a new system to believe in. But in order to have new stories, we need new storytellers. And I hope that this book inspires many storytellers all around the world, from Bali to everywhere.
Oh, honey, you inspire us. You inspire us. Come and give me a hug.
Thank you.
Definitely available at Bali, Peri Plus in Sanod and other
And
Peri Pluses.
Indosol, the biggest supporter from day one.
I was going to say Indosol, congratulations,
Yay!
15 years. That's incredible.
Congratulations.
And thank you, Bandana.
Okay, may I say my final?
Yes, you may. Can I give my microphone back?
Next time, you are going to be on stage, not me.
Okay.